Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub for Saturday, June 19th on Pub Sports Radio. We're back and ready to get everybody fired up, prepared, ready to make some cash, make some mucho dinero with Game 7 tonight between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, the two best words in sports, Game 7. And we have one tonight between the Nets and Bucks. Looking forward to it. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac, Dutch Boy Fresh with you, ready to break down this card. Before we do that, though, and talk Game 7 tonight, we'll look back at what we saw last night. The Sixers, backs against the wall, worried that they're so mentally fragile that not only would they blow Game 5, but maybe find a way to lose last night. But let's give them credit. They found a way. It wasn't pretty. Embiid did enough. Harris was a little bit better last game. He couldn't be worse than he was in Game 5. Simmons still struggling from the floor, but more than anything, their defense showed up, which it did not in Game 5. They were great down the stretch. Atlanta couldn't buy a bucket in the fourth quarter, and Philadelphia's defense really turned up the heat. And look, Tyrese Maxey and Seth Curry helped save the day for the Sixers offensively. An incredible performance by the rookie, Tyrese Maxey out of Kentucky. And what a time for him to step into the limelight. And we're actually rookies in both games last night ended up being incredible for their respective teams. We'll talk about the Clipper rookie who was amazing last night. But for the Sixers, it was Tyrese Maxey. Seth Curry did his thing. The over 3-pointers and the over points prop was as easy as it gets. Those were two of my player props last night. As far as the game goes, Atlanta got off to that good start. They led by 4 at halftime, but give the Sixers credit. They dug in on defense, which they didn't do in Game 5. And they got all of a sudden those good step-up supporting cast efforts from the likes of Maxey and Curry to help out, Embiid and the others. And it was just a very much better second half. We'll tip our cap to the Sixers. They stay alive, and they force Game 7 on Sunday night back in Philly against the Atlanta Hawks. Dutch Boy Fresh, we'll start with you. Your thoughts here on the Sixers-Hawks last night.
Yeah, man. Real quick shout out to our chat, Wyatt Chapman, Razor, Prodigy says he's finally getting a chance to watch the show live. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. I hope everyone's enjoying their Saturday morning, Saturday afternoons. But yeah, last night, man, bricked on the freshest look. Got to touch that real quick. Philly, they came out slow. I didn't expect it. They were real slow. Looked timid. Really the whole game. I thought Atlanta kind of let that one slip away. Did get over on the 12.5 with Embiid, but yeah, I like I just was mentioning to you, I think, we'll touch on a little tomorrow, but I definitely felt like Atlanta, they had Philly. Philly didn't play their best game. They held Joel Embiid under 30. I mean, I think he didn't even have 25. Trae Young was going off. They just couldn't get much. They got a little help from Gallinari. Bogdanovich didn't show up. It was just kind of a rough there towards the end for Atlanta there, but give Philly credit, man. They played some D. Curry had a big game. And like you mentioned, Maxey played some big minutes off the bench. But when it goes to the late evening game, I'd pretty much have to say, it was what I thought. A lot of points. I was very surprised by, shout out to FSU, Seminoles showed out last night. Mr. Man, oh my God. That was pretty big. I didn't see that coming. And, Paul George under 46.5. We went over 46.5. He did 44. Didn't shoot too well from the field, 10 to 24. But big win for the Clippers and ultimate choke job there from Utah, in my perspective. But I'm definitely looking forward for this Game 7. Broke out my Jordan Kobe shirt, for the greats for the Game 7. So I'm hoping we get a great one today.
Yeah, absolutely. The Clippers and the Jazz, it was a tale of two halves. I mean, really. I mean, Utah, they had a nice start to the game, but then the Clippers just rallied in the second half. They caught fire. Terrence Mann, 39 points. I mean, nobody really was expecting that kind of offensive output from him, but incredible. And he's played well in this series. And credit to Ty Lue for making the lineup adjustment, going small, and including him in it. He's had a huge step up in minutes. And that was Ty Lue's decision to play him more. And boy, did he ever get rewarded for that last night. I mean, man, Terrence Mann was absolutely outstanding. George was very good again. They got the supporting cast stepping up. Marcus Morris, solid game. Reggie Jackson hit some big shots. And look, Utah's defense folded like a cheap suit in the second half. No question. But of the two games last night, guys, that one definitely treated me well. The overcast, the Royce O'Neal best bet. It got over that point total in midway through the second quarter. I couldn't believe it was still at 7.5. We were all talking about that yesterday on the show. Skee betting it at the bookmaker during the show yesterday at that plus price, which was an insane number. Unfortunately, Utah's out now, so we have to bid goodbye to Royce O'Neal point total props for the season. But boy, the ride was fun while it lasted.
My fault, Ian. I skipped to that late game. My fault. It's early morning and I'm already
That's
loaded.
all right.
My fault. But yeah, shout out to I Need Money for that yesterday. That was a beautiful thing there with the O'Neal. And yeah, I finished 2-2 on the day. But yeah, it was all right, man. It was all right. Good shit though last night.
Definitely like the later game from a betting perspective was better for me than the earlier game. That's for sure. Skee Prophet with us now. Skee, what did you think of the two games last night as Philly forces game 7 and the Clippers finish off the Jazz?
Yeah, I had a pretty solid day in NBA. I was just pretty pissed at myself. It was stupid to take the Sixers first quarter and not take them full game. Like, do or die game. They want to win the game. They don't necessarily want to come out and win the first quarter. So I just feel like that was a dumb move by me. But other than that, it was pretty good. Cashed on Seth Curry rather easily. I think the Sixers, like I said, is still the better team. They can turn it on for the most part when they want. So we'll see what happens in the next one. I'm sure we'll be here talking about it. Jazz and Clippers. Choke job. Looking like I don't even know who to compare it to, but up 20-something points, you let them come back and win. Like,
it's bad.
And at least, like I can say, I called 2 teams fraudulent before the playoffs, and the Jazz were one of them. So at least I can say I had that right. But we'll see.
You didn't call the Clippers that too, though?
No, I didn't call the Clippers frauds. I called the Suns frauds.
Oh, yeah. I know you called the Grizzlies that too, but yeah. Okay. But, you just hate on the Clippers. All right. I got you.
Yeah, I'm never going for the Clippers. My blood was boiling.
They're losing to the Suns, Skee. They're losing to the Suns.
Suns in 4. Where my boy at?
That shit. Yeah, you need to get that now. Yeah, Suns in 4. Huh? I told you, he got that CP3 jersey, bro. Watch out now.
He did win. Get it. Oh shit!
I don't know. That series is a little more dangerous than I was thinking it would be like a few days ago or a week ago. I like the Suns still. We'll get to that series more tomorrow and Monday, but I still think Phoenix is in a good spot there, and they're much mentally tougher than Utah. I think in terms of not blowing games and not blowing leads and all that, and I don't think they'll fall into that same kind of, especially with Chris Paul on the when he gets back on the floor. But when you got guys that Booker and Jay Crowder's been in the playoff wars before, you got guys that are going to say we're not going to let this happen. And look, Rudy Gobert, we're finding out that he's not all he's cracked up to be either. Yeah. I thought that was another week.
I don't even know if he had a block again.
Useless effort. Useless is a good word, Preston. Way to go.
Question for you guys, really quick. Did Playoff P earn his name back, or is it Playoff T-Man?
Yeah, Playoff
T-Man.
Hey, I got to be salty too because he didn't even hit the over 46.5 for me last night. But I mean, he had a solid game. He was 28, 9 and 7. You can't be mad at that.
He was solid. Yeah, Terrence Mann is the guy I would call him.
I think 39 and 5 in the playoffs. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Calm down over there, Skee. Calm your ass down, bro.
Conor Mac, what did you think of last night? Great call on the under in the Sixers game, Conor Mac. That was your best bet. Never in doubt. Yeah,
never in doubt. I thought it'd be tight, and it stayed well low. I was worried a OT there, but the Hawks get it done. I didn't think the Sixers played that well. It was kind of a shitty fourth quarter. They made enough free throws, and B did. I thought there was a missed call or two and a foul, but Scott Foster got it to Game 7 for us. So we have one tomorrow. And Curry was great. The only one I missed was Lou Williams, who had been good for me the last 3 or 4 games. He hit a dud, was nothing. And the Hawks just didn't come through, didn't hit shots. Philly got it done. And the late game, Terrence Mann, just such a lead like that. Utah comes out so hot. They're just too much on the 3, no bench. Conley, you could tell he was there, but he really wasn't there. He was not himself. I don't know what he had again here. Let me look up. 5 points, I think it was.
He had some fresh Jordans on, but that was about it.
That was about it.
Great shoes. Not a great performance, though.
Too clean to go to work in, though. I was saying, man, those are fresh. Those are a little too clean to go to work in, bro. And that's exactly what happened.
And the late one was good. Bogdanovich got over late. my 2.5 threes for plus money.
Nice.
And of course, O'Neal, we all had him. It was good in the over, which was kind of no doubter from the very beginning. That game flew over. So let's get to today. It was a good day.
Let's get to today, and today is a gigantic lives and reputation. Not lives, actually. People are going to survive. People aren't dying because of a basketball game losing tonight, but the reputations are at stake at least.
Milwaukee
tonight, sure.
could,
Especially Milwaukee's and
could
Mike
get crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In particular. And I know they'll be watching the game outside Fiserv Forum downtown Milwaukee. So if they don't get the result they want, I'd be careful there. Milwaukee and Brooklyn tonight, Game 7. Two best words in sports. That's right. I need money. Game 7. We got pretty much Brooklyn 2-point favorites, 216 the total. I don't bet on overs, I should say, in Game 7s. I really don't. The long-term trend speaks to that. And we're at the point now where it's really just diverted into a tough to find sledding offensively and traction offensively for both of these teams in this series. We've only had one over. Think about that. We've had 6 games in this series, and it's 5-1 to the under. And the one over was by the skin of the teeth. By 1 point, it went over the total, which was the game 5 of this series. So really, really tough for both of these teams offensively. And look, defensively, both teams have played better than the offenses have throughout the majority of this series. What are you going to get from Harden? Skee made a good point yesterday talking about how Harden was a little bit better in Game 6 than he was in Game 5. It's hard not to be better because he did nothing in Game 5. But at least in Game 6, he was shooting the ball a little bit more. He got to 16 points. We'll see if he can keep it going here in Game 7 for the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Irving definitely out again, so that's what we're looking at here in this game with Durant. And obviously Harden carrying the mail. Joe Harris, he put out an APB on this guy. What the hell? Where is he? Can he find it again?
Yeah, where the hell has he been?
Yeah,
Shit.
that's going to be the question mark.
He needs to show up tonight, for real.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the home team win every game in this series, cover every game in this series. I don't have confidence in Milwaukee winning on the road. I have to lean to Brooklyn here. It's not super confident. But, they've won every game at home. Milwaukee's got to show me they can get it done on the road. They have not been able to do that in this series. And again, if this game's close late in crunch time on the road, that execution from guys like Giannis and even Middleton, who doesn't play and shoot the way he does at home when he goes on the road, I have question marks, and I'd love to see Giannis match up more on Durant defensively if he's the so-called defensive player of the year, but we haven't seen that much in this series. So I'm leaning Brooklyn. I'm leaning under in this game. As far as player props go, that's another thing I scale back on, really, to be honest with you, in Game 7s, because usually it's lower scoring, and certainly as an over player prop better like I am, you're not going to have as many opportunities if you think the game is going to be really tight, really defensive minded, and be lower scoring. So I don't love much in terms of the props tonight. In this game, I would maybe just stick with Durant. Look, Durant's got to be the guy in a Game 7. We don't know how well yet Harden can shoot. Can he continue to improve from Game 5 to Game 6? Now from Game 6 to Game 7, it's still a question mark. So the only prop I'd be interested in is keep it simple. Brooklyn's going to win if KD has a big night. So it would be probably him over points, if anything, tonight. Skee, what do you think here? It's Game 7, all the marbles. Brooklyn, Milwaukee.
It's gonna be interesting to see what Dutch got to say if he's gonna ride with them deer again. But for me, I have to look towards Brooklyn. For one, Game 7 at the house, they play better at home in general. Anyway, I always say I think role players play better at the house in the playoffs, and I just simplify it. Like the Bucks, like when they win, it's got to be like a comfortable margin. Like they're just up. Like in a close game. Who do you trust more in this? Do you trust Giannis in the Bucks or you trust KD, Harden in the Nets? I don't want my money on this dude shooting turnaround fadeaways, James Harden waving them off. I'm good. Like I'm not putting my money on that. I put my money on KD and Harden. So Simple as that. I like the Nets. And as far as the total, Game 7 is usually lower scoring. Lowest total that we've seen now, like 25 points or like 20-something points lower than to start the series. I probably would look more towards first half if I like points, thinking that they slow down in that fourth quarter and get a little bit more defensive. So First half over 106.5 is probably the way I look on the total there.
All right, like in the over, so a little higher scoring in the first half for a Skee Profit, like in the first half over in this one. And you didn't even mention the other big blunder that Giannis had in Game 5 the last time in this building at Barclays Center. Not just the fadeaway jumper against not only a hobbled Harden, but one of the worst defenders known to man in the NBA, but it was also that terrible turnover he had. With 10 seconds left. Butterfingers Antetokounmpo, as I like to say, Butterfinger Kumpo.
Scared of them free throws.
Yeah, and then, scared of those free throws, exactly. Scared that he's going to get fouled and scared that he's going to embarrass himself again at the free throw line, which he's done a lot in this series. Dutch, I know you've – and I've kind of like Milwaukee – and I actually have a small Milwaukee series bet too.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, because I remember before the series, I bet it Milwaukee a little at the plus price, but I'm still very, very skeptical of them actually getting it done. What do you think, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Real quick shout out to our guy Turnsy 99. Eric Chang says John Lee burner account for Dutch. Yo, that should just have me rolling. But yeah, this game's crazy, man. It's crazy. Skee's right. I definitely look fear the motherfucking deer here, though. I really do. Like, I went back and forth in this series from the get-go. I said I believe this was going to be Milwaukee's spot. Then when James Harden went out and that game 1 and they didn't take advantage of that to me was a huge moment. And then they got it back. Honestly, I thought they got a little bit vibe back, and KD took it from them. And then they go and get it back. So it's like mixed emotions, to be completely honest with you. But I really think when it comes down to it, the closer is not in the game. The closer is Kyrie Irving. He's not playing. He's a big piece. Milwaukee's actually won 3 of the last 4 in this series. I think we forget that. And I am scared of them not winning the game in Brooklyn. And also the free throw thing. Yes, Skee, we don't want to see that shit. So I'm locking in first half for sure. First half, I'll take the hooker just in case we got a close game. You get even money or plus half a point. And then I would look plus money with Milwaukee full game as well. I simply believe they're just a better team with Kyrie out. They're going to take advantage of them. Now, the Bucks shot 21% from the three-point line, only made 7 threes in game 6. They have only 14 assists with 13 turnovers, and the bench had 4 fucking points. And they still beat him by 15 and took KD's 32. I'm telling you, James Harden ain't right. I ain't mad. Billy Biggs Bang, he said, my dude, last night I heard him talking about over 18.5, 17.5 for James Harden. I'm not mad at that because he could fuck around and get 20. He'll probably shoot enough to get that. But he's not right. He's a defensive liability. He's turning the ball over. His hamstring's fucked up, and the guy's out of shape. I just don't see how they're going to – I think Jrue Holiday – Middleton is fine, is in rhythm. Holiday's got better each and every game, especially the last 3. Now they're plus 13 in the first half, Milwaukee, in the last 3 games. So they will be up at halftime. We're definitely locking in fear the motherfucking deer first half. And this is the beautiful thing right here. This is what I love. This is the thing I woke up to and made me say, I'm betting Milwaukee today. This is from Giannis. We built for this moment. Simple as that. Nobody said it'd be easy. That to me is a beautiful thing. Skee, laugh all you fucking want. My guy's gonna get it done.
I want to see it. Let's see
Did
him.
he say it last year though? Did he say it 2 years ago?
I'm going out on a limb in the edge, and if this motherfucker airs some free throws, I might be, going back on my couch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's been showing up. Maybe not at the free throw line, but the numbers are there. Just come at attack. You don't got to do too much. You got Jrue Holiday. You got Middleton. Look for another big thing for me is PJ Tucker. He's not showing up big in the scoreboard, but that guy's going hard, 24 on fucking KD. So, he's getting big minutes, but Giannis is going to be the key to me, and he's going to get 15-plus rebounds. And I don't need him to go for 40. Just do what you're doing. Get around 30. Middleton, do your thing. And Jrue Holiday, finish this motherfucking thing off. Milwaukee Bucks can handle business in Brooklyn, Skee. Yee!
Well, hopefully he's built for a different moment than the moments I've seen the last few years. The moments that I've seen were an absolute flame out against Miami last year, losing in 5 games. The moments were absolutely spitting the bit up 2-0 in the East Final a few years ago against the Toronto Raptors. Those are the moments that he's been built for up till now.
I agree, Ian, but tell me that that quote doesn't sound different. from coming out of Young. I mean, the start of the season, I don't know if it's going to be any different. You know, I don't know. Skee said this quote at the start of the series. This quote is different. This quote tells me they know that they can beat him. They took KD's best punch. This quote to me is different. My bad.
They're hobbled. That's what I was gonna say. They're just hobbled. Like,
yes.
So they got a Kyrie out, a hobbled Harden with his hamstring. Yeah. This is the time to get it and win Game 7. We got to see it though. I mean, but yeah, we'll see. Real quick, I'll just go with mine real fast. I got to lean the Nets in kind of almost a pick'em game.
Get them
on their home floor. I just lean that way. I'd rather have Durant right now than Giannis. Middleton had a huge game. Holiday played well too. He went 1 of 10 from 3. I think he'll shoot better from there. But those two guys have to play well, or they're in trouble. And then the Nets, their whole side is horrible. The bench, Harris, the starting lineup, they haven't got points. This is going to be ugly. It's an under, even though it's to 216. It's dropped again. This game's going under. But full game, I'd lean Nets. The Bucks could be up at halftime though. Dutch, I don't get that. I think it's going to be a tight one. It's who makes the plays here. Kind of a hobbled Nets team that's just getting by, and a Bucks team that we don't know what are they going to do. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm ready to watch it for sure.
Yeah,
it'll be a good one.
Here's something that Dutch said about the fact that Milwaukee has won 4 of the 3 of the last 4 games in this series, and of course the one loss was Game 5 in Brooklyn when they were up by a mountain full of points, and all of a sudden, so they have controlled the flow of the series for the most part in the last 4 games. So they've got that going for them. But again, one game and one moment. If this game's close, none of that shit matters. It's going to come down to one shot, one stop. In the last 30 seconds of the game or so.
Giannis, no threes. Get to the rack.
James Harden, if James Harden is fucking old James Harden tonight and goes out there and gets 25 plus and 15 and 10, they're going to win this game very easily. But I don't believe that's going to happen. Simply, I don't. And Milwaukee's going to take advantage of a hobbled-ass Nets team, and they're going to win this fucking game. But they'll definitely be up at halftime. Believe that.
Yeah, in a week.
How many of them 3 or 4 were on the road?
Yeah, that's the three.
It's still playoff motherfucking basketball. Come on, man.
Kind of anywhere, baby. Playoff basketball.
That's what I love about games like this. When you get to Game 7 of a competitive series, there's going to be disagreements. There's going to be differences of opinions, and that's what's a beautiful thing about this show, as Dutch would say, the NBA Pub Hub, when you get that. And I'll say this right now. Survivor, Big Brother, all this bullshit that you see on television, reality television, Treasure Island, Love Island, whatever the fuck they call all these shows, shut them all down. Shut this shit down. This is the best reality television we have going tonight. Game 7. Reputations, players' reputations are on the line tonight.
Where the great ones come out.
Milwaukee. Yeah, exactly. This is where the greatness shows up. And that's what you're hoping for, if you're honest. And finally, I'll show I'm great tonight. But
man, that's making me sick.
Great, but come on, man, he can't do it by himself.
Making me sick to see Dutch had a shirt with Jordan and Kobe, and then talk about Giannis. Get out of here.
Hey, I'm talking about. Hey, I like
to beat a hobbled Nets team in the semis.
I mean, you think I'm just putting it on Giannis? I just think Giannis is going to get his. But Middleton,
I think he should.
Middleton had 38 fucking points on 16 shots last game. I just think all around they're better.
I think that was majority open. Like they were just finding him in transition. He was wide open in like the same spot every time. Middleton. Man, that motherfucker will pull up, stop, and just hit that 15-footer on your ass all day long.
He's hit his shots though, Dutch. A guy who struggled in the playoffs. Middleton's been one of the bad the last few years. Yeah.
As long as he's in rhythm, he's hitting that little pull up, man. Ski, bro. Okay.
It's that Nets defense. We talked about it all year, kind of. I mean, now they're hobbled. They didn't have a great D. And they got a weak bench, so
yeah. Fucking Bruce Brown can't. Hey, Bruce Brown can't guard everybody. C-Mac, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it opened -1 Razor. It opened -1 Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Now it's -2.
Who's Razor on in this game?
Move. Yeah, we'll Razor. Well, that's a good question, but nevertheless. I like it. Turnsey, Skee just smirking away. I love it. It's from Turnsey in the chat. Like I said, this is the reality TV I'd pay to watch. I'd watch this tonight. Dude. This is not Survivor, Big Brother, not this other nonsense. This is the best reality TV we got right now.
I need a live cam on Dutch when Giannis is shooting them fadeaways for his money.
I'm gonna have to come out today. Hey, after the first half.
You got the first half though.
I'm not going nowhere until after the first half.
By the way, this is a great game. This should be a great game. It's fascinating. It's exciting. It's intriguing. We hope it lives up, and it's like a down to the wire type of game. And this is going to be one of the final games for the great Marv Albert. He'll be doing the game tonight on TNT with Grant Hill. And this is going to be one of his final great moments of his. I know he's slowed down. He's, there's been times he's called a 3-point shot when it's not. I know he's almost 80 years old. So give the guy a break. He's still a legend. He's had an incredible career, and it'll be
still rocking that toupee.
Still rocking that too. Yes, that's not going
still
away.
Rocking that too.
But this will be this is last year. He's doing this game. He's doing the East Finals on TNT, and then he's retiring. So there's a guy I grew up watching and listening to on NBC during the Jordan era, and even the Kobe Shaq era in the Lakers in the late '90s, early 2000s. Marv was on NBC, still there. So. It's a great time. It's just great voice, great. It counts and the foul.
Hey,
Good. 2:30 remaining in this first quarter. Nets with a 2-point lead. Yeah, there's the Marv Albert voice there. Yeah.
Hey, I do want to say real quick too, Ian, just to touch on the game, like let these guys play.
Yes.
Let them play. Last night was pretty frustrating for me, especially in that first half watching the Sixers game. Just let them play. C-Mac said they didn't have some calls. I don't want the fucking foul calls. Let them play the game, man. Don't let them be decided by the whistles and shit. I know you don't want to see the fouls call. I'm just mentioning some missed calls at the end. I'd rather there be missed calls the whole fucking game than that whistle be blowing the whole damn time. I don't want to see these bullshit fouls. It's game 7. Let the players play. Let the players decide this shit, please. One time.
And in the battle for the
DJ Big Bob, he says, why not Nets? Because they're banged the fuck up, bro. They're banged the fuck up. That's why, bro.
They're not.
Yeah, let them play. Let them crash and bang in the paint for loose balls and battle, and let them do all that stuff without calling ticky-tack foul nonsense. I agree with you there, for sure. Conor Mac, did you make it official? What you liked here?
I'm on the under 216.
You're on the under. All right, very good. The under.
That's my best bet.
All right, good stuff there. All right, that is it. And by the way, player props that I'll be on. I like Durant and Holiday, one for each team. Durant for the Nets, Holiday for the Bucks. Points. That's what I'm looking at. And then I like the Brooklyn side a little bit, but don't love it, but I like it.
I don't love the props in this one.
Trust Milwaukee less, and they're gonna have to show it to me first.
Blake Griffin over 11.5. I was looking at, but I don't want to get too cute with it. I mean, he's averaging 14 in Brooklyn, and he's went over the number the last 2 games, but I don't want to be fucking sitting there, counting on Blake Griffin to get me my money.
Make a goddamn shot. Scream.
Yeah, I'm already putting myself through Giannis at the fucking free throw line. So goddamn it, I'll take it easy on myself.
Yeah, exactly. All right, great stuff, Skee, Dutch, and Connor. That was I love it, some spirited discussion about this game 7 tonight with the Bucks and the Nets. We're all looking forward to it tonight. Should be fun. Remember that we're back tomorrow, Sunday. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and we'll break down Game 1 and the series, Suns and Clippers, Western Conference Finals, and we'll also have Game 7, Sixers and Hawks tomorrow. We'll break that down on the Sunday edition of the NBA Pub Hub tomorrow, so make sure you're back with us at the same time for that. We'll get to best bets in just a second, Dutch's Precious Look as well, but before that, Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101, San Antonio, Texas. Make sure you check them out. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PUBSPORTS, 20% off the Lawnmower 4.0, new and improved. And make sure you use that promo code to get 20% off your purchase. MyBookie.ag. Promo code Pub Sports. Great time of year. NHL, NBA playoffs. We've got Major League Baseball each and every day still. We've got football in just 2 months. MyBookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. So check out MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code Pub Sports. All right, it is best bet, freshest look time for this Game 7, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. Skee, best bet.
Yeah, I think everybody knows where I'm going. I saw somebody in the chat ask if the first half over was an official play for me. I have not put it in yet. So far, only bet I have. I'm rolling with it. I'm going with the Nets. I'm not going to be the guy sat on the sideline when Giannis is being Giannis.
All right, there we go. Got to see it before we believe it. Until we see it, we don't believe it. So that's what Skee likes here. Brooklyn at home to get it done in Game 7. Best bet for a Skee Profit. Dutch, what do you got for your freshest look?
Yeah, man. Me and Turnsy, he said, I think Giannis is going to break through tonight. So we in the same rotation. Fuck with Skee smoking on. No, I was playing, bro. You can hit the full game because I'm going first half. Freshest look, Milwaukee Bucks. We'll take it. We'll take that hooker, man. We'll take that hooker first half. Get that even money if you want it. They'll be up at halftime. And then we'll go out and check out that second half afterward and see what's going on. But definitely Milwaukee Bucks first half.
All right, Milwaukee Bucks first half. Dutch with his freshest look. Conor Mac, best bet.
The under, like I said, I just think it gets tight. There could be points early, and both these teams have shot bad. And, man, we'll see if they can get anything better. There could be points early, but I think it gets real tight in the third and fourth. Turnovers, missed shots, under 216. It's crazy to think this total was, 240, 241, whatever, in the beginning. But Game 7, give me the under here, 216.
All right, under 216 for Conor Mac for his best bet. I'm keeping it simple. I can't say this is a bargain player prop. I'm going player prop for my best bet, but Kevin Durant is 35.5. Like I say, not a bargain. He's got to get high 30s. But look, they're going to sink or swim with him shooting a lot and probably making a lot as well in a big-time game. And look, how many times have we seen him rise to the occasion in spots like this? So keeping it simple, Kevin Durant over 35.5 points. He got 49 the last time he was in this building. I don't know about 49 again, but can he get 38, 40 again? I think so in a game of this magnitude. Kevin Durant over 35.5 points for my best bet for Game 7. Brooklyn.
I'm also on that KD too, over 2.5. I've seen MMA locker rooms on it. He pointed that out, the Harden one as well. I'm on it, but it's minus 170. But I definitely like that look. Harden or KD over 2.5 threes. I see him getting that. Definitely, but it is minus 170.
I think there's a look. If you like the Bucks a little bit, Holiday I said was 1 for 10. He's going to shoot 10 again. His over 2.5 and Middleton over 2.5. So have some good plus prices. If you like the Bucks for some threes.
All right, yeah, that's a good point. Definitely something to check out there if you're in that same line of thinking for sure. Great stuff, guys. Skee, Dutch, Conor, thanks again. We're back tomorrow on Sunday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Suns Clippers Game 1 of the West Finals and Game 7 second round in the East with the Hawks and Sixers. We'll break down and analyze both of those games on tomorrow's show. For Skee, for Dutch, for Conor, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Saturday. Enjoy Game 7 tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
You get it? We be pubbing!
Smash that like
No big
button.
show today. All alone.